Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, a little after 5 o'clock here on Unfiltered. We were getting in back and forth between the Eagles and the Phillies all show long, asking the question, who do you feel better about right now? Eagles, Phillies. We've been going back and forth on both of them. Now, no updates on Adolis Garcia just yet. The Phillies did make a trade for an outfielder, Derek Hill, from the Chicago White Sox. Now, he hits left-handed pitching rather well. In an interesting development, Gabriel Rincones Jr. is not in the lineup tonight for the Iron Pigs. Now, what Rincones does is he hits right-handed pitching better than left-handed pitching. So could this be a platoon piece? Yeah, could this be a platoon in right field now between Derek Hill and Rincones?
Then what? You'd have to lose somebody on your roster.
Maybe one of the catchers.
Do you see what's happening? Oh, boy. Who would you watch this? I'll tell you who I would get. Who would you, out of the catchers?
I would send Stubbs down.
Really? I'd go opposite.
You would send Marchand.
Yeah.
Marchand hit a homer the other night, man. You're not getting that from Stubbsy.
You ever heard the term, every squirrel finds a nut?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
All right, so you could still weigh in on that question, who do you feel better about, Phillies or Eagles? But I want to get back to the Eagles for a second because we had a caller just now talking about Jalen Hurts' contract. So there's two Jalens right now that the contract is a talking point on. One of them is Jalen Hurts. They're not in contract negotiations. There will be no contract extension for Jalen Hurts, but this is a big year for Jalen Hurts in terms of his negotiations next summer because he will definitely be sitting down at the negotiating table when this season's over wanting a new deal because his guaranteed money drops significantly. And I would have to believe the Eagles, if Hurts has a good season, would love to give him a new contract next year because you could also lower his cap hit as it continues to rise. But Jalen Hurts has the right mindset. Yesterday, when Jalen Hurts met with the media, he was asked about his contract situation, and he crushed every single question that was asked to him yesterday about A.J. Brown, about the ESPN article, and it continued when he was asked about his contract situation. Listen to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, for me, I'm truly focused on being the best that I can be right now, and that's where my energy is. There's a lot of change as is. I'm focused on this offense. I'm focused on building with Sean and being at my best.
Love that answer, man.
That's just a straightforward answer. Like, I'm just going to try to do everything I can to get all the information processed, and then I'm just going to play my best. That's it.
And if he plays his best, the contract will follow.
I know, but do you ever think about that? What else could he really do? I know you said that's a great answer, but what else could he really say, too?
Well, if he's not doing this, and I'm not suggesting that he should do this, but when you say what else could he do, Jalen Hurts could play hardball. Jalen Hurts could have gone to them and said, hey, I want a new contract now.
Or else I'm not playing.
Yeah, I want a new contract now. I won you a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
And to be honest with you, he's probably made enough money, so what's the difference?
But he could have done that, but that's not in his DNA. And that's why we are lucky that Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback, because that's not who he is. He cares about winning, and that's why they've won so much. Now, Jalen Carter, on the other hand, a little bit different scenario. Like you just talked about how Jalen Hurts has made a lot of money. Jalen Carter has not. He's still in his rookie contract, right, and he's finally eligible for that new deal.
But he's got 2 years left.
But he's eligible for his new deal.
Which is what's going on right now.
So he is in negotiations with the Eagles. I can report that as a fact. The Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Carter have been in negotiations for quite some time on a contract extension. It has yet to be agreed upon, and that's why, in part, he was not participating in team drills at OTAs, and a lot of people are running wild with this now because when Sirianni got asked about it before practice yesterday, here was the head coach, Nick Sirianni.
I don't have to get into, I'm not going to get into all those different things. You know, right now, I've been able to work some individual scenarios, you know, and individual practices, and that's everybody's in a little bit different boat right now of, you know, where they are in the off season, and that's where Jalen is right now.
So, in the NFL, this is pretty commonplace, Ricky. Like the off season, this is when players and agents, they make their demands kind of aware to the team, and they're going to do things like this. It's all part of the business. It's business as usual in the NFL. But there are people, and our own John Kincaid, one of them this morning, trying to stir the pot and create all-out panic, saying, well, if the agreement isn't done in the next 6 weeks, he might hold out at training camp. Or as John said this morning, he might hold in where he'll come and he won't do anything. I don't disagree with John. That's a possibility. But we're talking about 6 weeks from now. Like, why are we going to waste our energy on June 11th panicking about the Jalen Carter contract situation that could potentially be an issue 6 weeks from now? To me, it doesn't seem like something we should be investing our energy into.
You're talking about 6 weeks where right now doesn't mean anything. I mean, what does right now really mean? As long as you're there to figure out schemes, make sure you know where you have to be at certain times against certain defenses, make sure you're doing your classroom stuff. I don't have a problem with a lick of him not doing anything but one-on-one drills.
Yeah, and I do believe they'll get this deal done. And I think they will.
By the way, sometimes you just got to put yourself in their shoes, don't you? You put yourself in the player's shoes. Do you want to go into this and not get your big payday because you get injured? Think about that for a second. You know, we all know the answer. We all know exactly what we would do. We all know what our thought process would be. He's there. He's doing his one-on-ones. He's doing maybe we might look at it, he's just doing the minimum, but he is there.
Yeah, he is doing the minimum, but you're right. He's there.
He's there.
And this is all par for the course.
Kincaid teeing off for no reason. What is he getting so upset about? Seriously, when you think about this, and if you think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense. If you think about it that he's hurting your football team, which he's not, but if you think about it that way, then you're really upset with him.
So to be fair, John's point was, and I didn't get to hear his full rant this morning. It was a little early. I was having breakfast with my family. But I talked to John a little bit off air about it. And John's point is that from what he's hearing, the negotiations are not going to the satisfaction of Drew Rosenhaus and Jalen Carter. And that if the agreement isn't agreed to by training camp, which is 6 weeks away, that he would probably hold in, meaning he would come to camp and not do things he didn't have to do just so he doesn't get fined. And my thing is John's not wrong.
Which is fine.
But there's a lot of time before training camp. And we know Howie Roseman is very good at getting these deals done. And from what I've been told by the Eagles is like, yeah, we'll get the deal done. Like, they're not panicking. So if they're not panicking and they expect the deal to get done, I don't think we should be panicking. And also, the way the CBA is structured with the NFL and the NFLPA, Jalen Carter don't have a lot of power here. He's not going to be able to hold out. He still has 2 years, not just 1, 2 years left on this deal. So the Eagles could draw a line in the sand and say, hey, listen, we're not paying you this year, man. You're going to come out this season and you're going to have a good year and then we'll pay you. And you know what Jalen Carter has to do? He's got to come out and have a good season. There's nothing he could do. Nothing. No matter who his agent is. And it's Drew Rosenhaus. Next question.
There is no panic. This is not a panic situation. This is something that just happens. This is what happens in sports. This is what happens when somebody wants their contract. Are we being big babies about it? No, but the morning show apparently is. Cry me a river down there. Well, cry me a river.
It was just our boy, John. Also,
well, he could cry me a river. Andrew's not even there today, was he?
No, I'm getting fact-checked by my wife as we're talking. I just said I was having breakfast with my family, and my wife wrote, breakfast with the family, you mean me breaking my back in the kitchen?
Oh.
It was a lovely breakfast, babe. Thank you very much.
You are getting...
Yikes.
Do you know how to cook?
No, he doesn't know how to cook.
Honestly.
I can make eggs, yes, but not as good as my wife.
That doesn't count. A child
not as
can
good
make eggs.
Not as good as my wife.
So if one of your kids wanted like scrambled eggs, can you do that?
Yeah, I could do it.
What about an omelet?
Yeah, I could make an omelet too, but not as good. I'm not going to lie to you. My wife's 1,000 times better cook.
Yeah, we're not asking you that question.
So I am very lucky.
By the way, I would bet that Bridget has to be a good cook.
She's phenomenal.
And I bet you she's a great cook and probably a healthy cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think about watching you cook something and I see the kitchen going up in flames.
So there's a couple things I could do. Like I can make breakfast. I can make eggs. I told you I can make a good gravy. I make a good gravy with
can I ask you a
meatballs
question?
and sausage.
How hard is it to make an egg?
I'm not saying it's not. But
I know, but you're like, I could make eggs.
You asked me, what can I make? I'm saying I could. My wife this morning made me scrambled eggs. And, Trader Joe's has this delicious cinnamon bread that my wife gets every day. So I have cinnamon bread too, toasted with.
Does it have raisins in it?
Yeah, dude.
I hate
so
I love
good.
cinnamon bread.
It's so good. But look,
I can't eat it.
So
I
here's
think it's gross. I don't know why.
Before we get back to the Jalen Hurts conversation, finish up the conversation with my wife. Here's the problem with my wife, and I love you. But here's the problem. If I try to cook in the kitchen, do you know what she does?
Get out.
Yeah. She'll sit in there like, that's not the way you do it. No, you're doing it wrong. You know what? Move.
You know why? Because she doesn't trust you.
Yeah, she doesn't trust me in the kitchen. So, I mean, even if I put in the effort, she's going to kick me out.
Yeah, I bet you do it on purpose, too. You mess something up just so you get kicked out.
So my grandfather used to do that with my grandma. He told me, he'd be like, watch, I'm gonna mess this up on purpose. My grandma would kick him out of the kitchen.
That's a great move.
All right, let's get back to Jalen Hurts. So let's go to Todd from Tom's River on the phone lines because he wants everybody to relax about the Eagles. They're going to be fine, he says. What's going on, Todd?
Hey, how you doing this afternoon?
We're doing well. How you doing?
I tell you what, it's muggy, it's hot, but you know what? Everything else is going to be fine.
Yeah, so tell me why you're feeling good about the Birds.
Hey, you know what? Their defensive front is awesome, and their line, even though there's changes going on, without Stalin being there, and I saw what was posted last night about Lane Johnson talking about the differences about how their blocking scheme is going to be. Everybody's just got to relax. Hey, that team is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Todd, I hope you're right, man. I don't disagree with Todd. Like, I'm excited. Like, if I had to put money on the Eagles right now, I'm certainly picking them to win more than they're going to lose. Like, I think a lot of things are going to be good with this team. Now, until we see it, we don't know for certain, but I'm with Todd. Everything we're hearing about Sean Mannion, it's exciting. Everything we're hearing from this offensive line, they feel good. Cam Jurgens talked yesterday. He feels good. Lane Johnson feels good. And Todd just pointed out the defensive side of the football. Yeah, that defensive front could be scary. That secondary with not only Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, but everything that the reporters are talking about with this Tariq Woolen, who they paid a lot of money to for 1 year. That could be a really scary secondary as well. I mean, there's a lot to like with this Eagles team. I'm not disagreeing with Todd. That's why I feel better about the Eagles than I even do with the Phillies.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not going to sit back and say that you're wrong. Not in any stretch of the imagination. You could sit there with the Eagles. You're still on that Eagles kick. And even though you looked at your betting forms.
Yeah, like this is what...
See, why does that sway you so much?
It doesn't. It's just that when I look at this...
Did that change your mind at all?
It doesn't. It just gives me pause. And like, for instance, if you weren't with us earlier... I opened up the FanDuel app to look at the over-under for Jalen Hurts passing yards. And it's only 3150, which is weird because he had more passing yards last year. He had more passing yards in 23. He had more passing yards in 22. The only year he didn't hit 3150, they had the most dominant rushing attack in the NFL. That was 2024. He threw for 2,900.
I don't know. To me, that's very it's not a comforting thing because the one thing it does is bother me a lot that in a sense that I was like thinking, okay, Saquon's going to have a better season than last year. I think I wrote down 1,420 yards.
Yeah, so then as we're talking about the Jalen Hurts 3,150, that leads you to what you're talking about, Saquon. The over on Saquon rushing yards, 1,075, where even last year Saquon had 1,140.
1,140.
So why is Vegas predicting less passing yards for Jalen and less rushing yards for Saquon?
Now, there's only one common denominator, and that is the offensive line. Is that not trying to tell you something about the offensive line here?
Yeah, the offensive line for sure.
Because if you look at common things at both of these situations, obviously Saquon Barkley needs the offensive line to open up the holes, and Jalen needs them to pass block. So there's something wrong there. There's something fishy there to me.
Yeah, it is interesting. Unless
A.J. Brown being gone, maybe they thought they're not going to score as much.
The A.J. Brown thing, but then the Saquon one's what throw me off.
The Saquon one does not really compute to me at all.
You know, because what Vegas also has to consider with this stuff.
1,075, they consider age, they consider everything.
They consider injuries.
Yeah.
Because if you look, last year in 16 games, Saquon had 1,140.
Yep.
In 16 games the year before, over 2,000.
Oh, so they're saying he's not going to make it.
Yeah, because in 2023 with the Giants, only 14 games, he didn't crack 1,000 yards. But every time he's played 16 games, Yeah, every time he's played 16 games, he's crushed 1,100 yards. So are they predicting an injury to Saquon, knock on wood?
I don't know how they could do that. I mean, that's a weird thing to go in with that. Oh, we got to believe that, he's going to miss 2 or 3 games. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It's the Jalen one that's really throwing me off. The Jalen Hurts. I just don't get that one. But we'll see. Vegas isn't always right.
The Jalen Hurts thing, I think, is low, but there are reasons for that. My biggest reason would be that Saquon has another big year. That's number one. But then as you go to number 2, you start to think to yourself, okay, Mekhi Lemon, Hollywood Brown, Wicks, are these the guys that they're saying aren't going to get the job done?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's questioning Devontae. It's what's behind him.
I didn't say Devontae.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I agree with you. I think it's what's behind him. All right, as we're talking about contracts and talking about deals, let me tell you about the deal of the week this week. Another good one. Make this summer unforgettable at the Funplex. This week only, get 2 single-day wristbands to the Funplex for the price of 1. Each wristband offers unlimited access to the Splashplex Water Park, indoor and outdoor rides, 1 hour of bowling, and the $5 fun card. Get this deal now while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. Ricky Bo was over at the Funplex on Saturday.
By the way, that place is huge now. I hadn't been there in a while. I mean, I could tell you this much. I went there when my kids were small. They had the indoor go-karts, the arcade, not much outdoors. Now, huge water park, little roller coaster there. They got the pirate ship. They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it is. It is big. So get it now. 975thefanatic.com/deals. Coming up next, we hear you. The best voice messages of the show. Don't go anywhere. Unfiltered. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Now back to Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour brought to you by The Bagster. Dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Bagster.com.
I love the Bagster read with summertime underneath of it. It just seems to flow so well. Dumpster in a bag. Summer, summer, summertime. Works pretty well, Ricky Bo. You did a good job with that.
I don't sing that much, but when I do, I do a really nice job, and I think I should be commended for it because, I'm by far the best singer here, which is why you guys try to get me to sing on Fridays.
Oh, actually, I should advise the people. I will not be able to call in tomorrow at 5 o'clock for our new summer tradition.
Why not?
Because I'm going to be with my daughter.
Where?
At her graduation. I think it might still be going on. It starts at 12.
You can't. There is no way a graduation is still going on at 5.
It might only be 12 to 3, so I might be able to call in. But last time when I called in, it was so delayed. Remember?
You know what? You started the thing, and you weren't here last week, and you're not here now.
How do I do it where I'm not going to be as delayed, Silvana, as I was last time?
You're asking the wrong person.
What if I zoom in?
That was going to be my one guess, is maybe a zoom in.
So if those who don't know what we're talking about, every Friday at 5, we sing On the Way to Cape May as a show. I called in last week because I was off, and it was terrible. I was delayed.
Oh, it was really bad.
So maybe I'll zoom in.
It was a little embarrassing, actually.
Yeah, because hopefully I'll be done by 5 o'clock. All right, we'll find out tomorrow at 5. Tune in to see what happens with On the Way to Cape May. All right, here's what we got coming up right now. Best voice messages of the show. Remember, we hear you every day at 3:45 and 5:25. We hear you always brought to you by.
I don't get why you're laughing.
Bill had an inside joke that I laughed at.
Yeah. Always brought to you by Rycor Heating and Cooling. If your home's running hot and cold, upgrade to a high-efficiency heat pump system. Start saving every month. You can schedule your free consultation now at RycorHVAC.com or call 1-855-MY-RYCOR. Rycor, we know how. Hit it to.
All right, what kind of operations we running there today? First off, we got no breaking news for the 3-beer koozie. We got Ricky over there downloading plane crashes, and Selena being aggravated by people calling her Selena.
Why? It's kind of funny, but I did not download anything.
Oh, please. You were going on a tangent about the fact of all the plane crash documentaries, and you're constantly watching plane crashes all the time.
When I'm in bed late at night and I don't sleep, which I don't. I usually go to bed around 2.
Most people thinking of plane crashes would make them not sleep.
No. Yeah, they've already happened.
Now, my favorite thing that Ricky does is when we're prepping for the show and he sees the plane outside the window.
Yeah.
And then he says, I wonder where that plane's going. And then he uses his app on his phone to take a picture. Wow, that plane's going to Chicago, Bill.
Oh, I got the app.
I'm like, oh, wow, man, that's interesting.
That's a military plane. That's a military plane. And I don't know what it's doing out there.
You guys don't get the thrill out of it. I don't know what you want.
Ricky,
have you ever thought about taking pilot classes?
I have.
Ricky, if I'm being truthfully honest.
Wait, you've taken them or you thought about it?
No, I thought about it. I just don't want a Cessna. No, thank you.
A what?
You give me something with fire, like a little pop to it. Yeah, I'm good. You give me
like
something.
A jet.
I would love to fight, like take a fighter jet and go. Oh yeah,
that would be cool. But that's going to take a little time. You got to start somewhere.
I was going to admit, Ricky,
just hit that gas forward and go, man.
You don't learn how to drive on a Ferrari.
Flaps are down. Make sure you got the rotate.
What were you going to say, Sil?
I also have the Flight Radar app, and because where I live, I'm right over the bridge, so there's planes coming by all the time. I will always, especially if a plane's really low, I hear it.
See?
I go and I check what it is.
What does that do for you?
There was actually a plane that left Philadelphia the other day, and it was squawking emergency, and it was going to where? You don't know. San Francisco.
And you knew because you used your app to look.
I did.
Very interesting stuff. Yeah. Riveting stuff, actually.
Yeah, riveting by Ricky.
It doesn't take much. It just takes up some time sometimes.
What
it's
else?
Just fun.
Couldn't find the source on it, but Darnell Nurse requested a trade, apparently. I don't know if it's true or not, but we all know who he's the nephew of. Any guess? Number 5, played for the Eagles. Also, Pierre LeBrun from TSN reported that he can't rule out that Zach Werenski wants to trade over this offseason. What? Are we getting an NHL super team because of the Olympics? Will that blow up in the NHL's face? Let's go Flyers! And
let's hit the horn.
Bye.
Love you, bye.
Darnell Nurse, 31 years old.
Yeah, it's McNabb's nephew or cousin or something. I remember when he was drafted, Darnell Nurse.
Kia. You don't know who Kia is?
No.
Kia Nurse. She was a Yukon Husky.
Any relation to Darnell Nurse?
Yes.
It's his mom or?
I believe it's brother. I think their whole family is like very athletically inclined.
Well, Darnell Nurse, I mean,
good defenseman.
Yeah, he's a good defenseman. I mean,
it does nothing for you, apparently.
It's not as exciting.
Werenski?
I mean, look, I don't know if these are real rumors. Like, from the Columbus Blue Jackets, yeah, he's a good player too. But I don't know what's real and what's not right now. Like, we're going to find out July 1st. I don't know. Are these players going to want to come to Philadelphia? Is Danny Briere going to try to make trades for these players? But I do love that caller. Do we have a name for him yet?
I wanted to ask this as well to see, because I feel like I know who it is, but I can't remember what his name is. So I have to go back and try and see if I can figure this out.
Yeah, because I love that he's our daily Flyers trade rumor mill.
Yeah.
But I mean, neither one of those guys, they're good players, but neither one of those are the superstar that I want to see them get. Yeah. I'm still holding out hope for Austin Matthews. And me and John Kincaid continue to disagree on everything. Yeah, we disagree on everything. He doesn't want Austin Matthews. Show me where to sign, man. I'll drive to Toronto to pick Austin Matthews up. And Kincaid saying he wouldn't want him. But yeah, keep bringing the Flyers calls, man, and leave your name next time, because you're a regular caller. We love you.
The Flyers calls are great.
We love you, man.
We love you, man. All right, what else you got?
This is what I don't understand. This goes to Bill again. How come Mahomes, that got smacked in the Super Bowl, had a average year, if below average year in 2024, and in 2025 had an even worse year, missed the playoffs and have 6 wins, but gets a blockbuster deal. But Hurts, and that's. So you're telling me they based that on his current success? No, they based it on his volume of work and his resume. So that's what they'll do with Hurts too. So why is Hurts different? Why is Hurts different from like Mahomes and Burrow? Burrow has never even won a championship and missed the playoffs 3 times in a row. So why would he not have to prove it or get preference or get a contract signed to him when he hasn't even won a championship and he's looked like trash the past 3 seasons and missed the playoffs? Why does Hurts have to prove it this year? Hurts' body of work will work in negotiations. It's not going to just be, this year he didn't do that well. It's not going to matter. He's going to have to, his contract is going to be based on his full resume, just like with any other quarterback. So I'm sorry, but you're dead wrong, Bill.
I want him to leave a name, too. Do we know who that is yet?
Hold on. The issue here, and I think you're going to say it, too, is that his contract is going to be up, basically.
Yeah, but no, what the caller is saying, I don't want him to leave a name next time, too, because he's another regular caller.
Try to scroll up, because I know his number. It goes by Broadstreet.
All right, my man Broadstreet. So what he's saying is that I keep saying that Jalen Hurts' contract, he needs to have a good season this year for when he sits down at the negotiating table. And the caller is pointing to Patrick Mahomes. This is where I have problems with the discourse involving Jalen Hurts. I am not a Jalen Hurts hater. I consider myself an objective Jalen Hurts guy. But that caller, I would classify as one of the people on the other side, the other extreme when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Are you really comparing Jalen Hurts to Patrick Mahomes? Seriously, we're comparing Jalen Hurts' body of work to Patrick Mahomes' body of work. Patrick Mahomes last year, which you said was a terrible season.
It was not a good season for him.
In 14 games, had 3,600 yards passing. The year before that, 39. The year before that, 4,200, 5,200, 4,800, 4,700, 4,000, and 5,100. Jalen Hurts' career year is 3,800 passing yards. Like, you can't compare those two. You're correct. Team success, the Eagles have had a lot of team success with Jalen Hurts. But come on, man. Mahomes and the Chiefs have had more success than the Eagles. I get it. The Eagles knocked them off in the 2024 Super Bowl. You're right on that. But if we're going to compare Jalen Hurts' body of work to Patrick Mahomes' body of work, you're going to lose that argument every time. Every time. And I'm not a Jalen Hurts hater. I want Jalen Hurts to do well. I want him to get a big contract. But to use Patrick Mahomes' contract and Patrick Mahomes' down year and try to compare that to Jalen Hurts' body of work, that's where you lose me. That's an irrational comparison. Do you disagree with that? Look at Patrick Mahomes' body of work and compare it to Jalen Hurts.
Obviously, it's Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes continues to get paid. Why? Because he is a franchise quarterback that's never leaving there.
But here's what's bothering me.
To get to that point, if Jalen has a good year this year and they get far in the playoffs, it doesn't even have to be the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he'll get paid.
He'll get paid.
But here's what bothers me. I keep saying I'm an objective Jalen Hurts guy. People coming at me and call me a hater.
Actually, you're not, because you're sounding like a crybaby right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm forced to just provide some common sense to the conversation. Jalen Hurts is not as good of a quarterback as Patrick Mahomes. That does not mean that I don't love that Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, but he's just not. Mahomes is a better quarterback, and I think it's fair to say that. But you have people on either side. It's like, oh, you hate Jalen Hurts. No. And you also don't have to be irrational about it and say Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts is an extremely good quarterback. He's had a lot of success. I'm hopeful that he will continue to have a lot of success. I think he's going to do extremely well with Sean Mannion as his offensive coordinator. But why does the conversation have to be one extreme or the other? You're either all in or you hate him. And it's the same thing going on with middays with my man Sean Brace now. And I think he might have even left a voicemail today, didn't he?
I don't know.
This one might be Sean Brace.
Oh, hear this.
Yes,
Ricky, Bill, Silvana. Ladies and gentlemen, a new club has taken over the Delaware Valley. It's exclusive, and it's growing by the day, quickly becoming the hottest club in town. Welcome to Club Hurts. But be warned, this is not a timeshare operation. It's Mount Rushmore season, and we need to stand up for our man, Jalen Hurts. Now, think you got what it takes? You want to join a good club? Well, you can apply by submitting your Club Hurts pledge at clubhurts1@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at Club Hurts. Club Hurts, join today. You're either in or out.
All right, let me start.
Scared.
Let me start by saying that's cute. That's really cute. If you want to join that club, it's actually club. Okay, let's get that straight. Number two, I think I saw a picture of this clown today in an outfit that was a little embarrassing.
He was dressed as Uncle Sam. I told you that yesterday.
He was dressed as a New York Yankee.
Where was that one? He was dressed as Uncle Sam at the event.
What do you think the Yankees insignia is? With the top hat and everything. What do you think it is?
I never even put two and two together on that.
Clown boy.
Well, he was dressed as Uncle Sam, not as a New York Yankee.
Well, that's, in my eyes, that's what it reminds me of.
He was dressed as Uncle Sam.
And it's not July 4th.
But, yes, Sean Brace and Brendan Petrilli from Promotions have teamed up and they've created Club Hurts. And you could check them out on Instagram, Club Hurts. They want you to follow.
It's Club Hurts.
They want you to follow. And I've battled with Sean Brace. They come at me, Petrilli too. I'm not a Hurts hater.
Wait a minute.
I'm a Hurts guy, but I'm an objective Hurts guy.
All right, I'm going to tell you something before you go further. You just brought something up. If he is in the club, nobody should be in the club. Did you just say Brendan Petrilli?
Yes, Petrilli's been posting a lot of content.
Our promotions guy, you're saying, is in that club?
Yeah, he's Club Hurts.
He is the biggest one-sided fanboy I have ever seen in this city. Well, think about this. His number one guy on the Eagles is now who? Jalen Hurts, right? His number one guy on the Phillies is?
Bryce Harper.
Do you see where we're going here? All he picks in number one guy on the Sixers? I'm sure it's still Joel Embiid.
It probably is.
It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. All right, so that's Sean Brace. Check it out on Instagram at Club Hurts. I'm a member of the club, but I just said I am objective Club Hurts.
You are not. You lie. You're lying right now.
I'm objective Club Hurts.
Just admit it.
That's what I am. I am a Jalen Hurts guy, but I'm an objective Jalen Hurts guy.
Right. So you're not in the club.
Yeah, you're not Club Hurts.
To be in the club, you have to be 100%. Whatever happens, Jalen, you're all on Jalen.
You remember clubs used to have a smoking section and a non-smoking section?
Wasn't there the He-Man Woman Haters Club?
Club Hurts.
You know what that was from?
No.
The Little Rascals.
Club Hurts, there's a objective Club Hurts section.
No, there's
And I am in the objective Club Hurts
There's
section.
not.
Because I'm not a hater.
You're not in the club.
You're not in the club.
I am in the section objective.
We'll have Sean Brace call
We're
in
behind the
tomorrow
rope.
and see if you're.
When you
not,
go to a club, there's a rope that separates the VIP
There's
section.
also
VIP,
the line that's not of people that don't go in. That's you.
I'm
You're
in the
line that's not allowed
objective
in.
Club Hurts section.
I know, but it's called the VIP section. You're not even in there.
All right, I'll start my own club. I'll start my own damn club, and I'll have a lot of members.
I'll
have a lot of members.
I don't think you understand what's going on here. You have started your own club. It's the Jalen Hurts Objective Club.
No, he has a stupid Sirianni club.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni is in the objective club with me and Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is probably in the objective club because he doesn't want irrational analysis.
By the way, you're 100% on that part. No, he's right. He's absolutely right. Jalen would be in the objective part because he could look himself in the mirror, unlike a lot of people.
I know, but he is.
Good stuff. Check out Sean Brace's Instagram, Club Hurts. Make sure you're a member of it, but you can join our club too. All right, coming up next, we'll get our final Twitter poll results.
Can't.
What? Why not?
You cannot join both of those.
I told you, it's a section of the club. We'll talk about this.
I'm dealing with an idiot.
As we're talking about Jalen Hurts, you know what? Let's hear what he said coming up about how this spring went. They had OTAs, they had mandatory minicamp, they had to install a new offense. What did Jalen Hurts say about it? We'll get to that next. Unfiltered continues. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
This is Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, coming down the home stretch on Unfiltered. We were just getting into a little bit about Jalen Hurts. So one thing is certain. Jalen Hurts is going to put in the work to make sure that this offense is hopefully firing on all cylinders. Another offensive coordinator, another play caller, but it seems like Sean Mannion has already won his trust. Not only his trust, sounds like everybody on that offense has Sean Mannion in their trust right now, which is good because you bring in a young offensive coordinator who's never done it before. It's nice to win over some veterans right away, and it sounds like he did.
Well, I would think that would probably be his main thing coming in. The main thing would be Jalen Hurts, right? Number one, I got to get to him. I got to get into his mindset. We got to talk about things. I want to get on the same page with him. And then I think you just move on. You move on from page to page, and it seems like the offensive linemen don't have a problem with it either. That would be my main goal, is to literally Dickerson, Johnson, Juergens, and Mailata, get those guys on your side, and then I think things could run smoothly.
Yeah, especially with Stoutland leaving.
How much input would you look for from those four guys
on the offensive line?
Yeah,
you would think a lot, but at the same time, all of them are running a scheme they never ran before.
understood, but I think they could understand it fairly quickly.
Yeah. But it's coming in, Sean Mannion, Chris Cooper, Ryan Mahaffey, all these guys calling in. I see Broadstreet calling in. All these guys who are now coming in trying to win over veterans. I think they've done a nice job very quickly in earning their trust. And Jalen yesterday, when he met with the media, he was asked, how would you describe how this spring went? You had OTAs, you had mandatory minicamp. Here was Jalen Hurts.
Thought it was a really good spring. Being able to onboard another new system and put everything together, lay the foundation. I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by the work that we were able to put in. We've got a fun summer ahead of us, and it'll be a fun training camp, being able to get back on the grass.
You know what bothers me about that? I almost felt bad for him.
another offense?
Yeah, he's like, put in another new system. It's almost like, didn't we have the same conversation last year? Oh, wait a minute. No, that was the year. Oh, wait, it was the year. Wait a minute. It was every year I've been here.
Yeah, and it's incredible the level of success that he's had with all of the change around him.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's one thing that I kind of marvel at, because I know the verbiage and all that. That's half the battle. Knowing your offensive coordinator, that's another half the battle. And you got to do it pretty much every single year you've been here. That can't be, number one, forget about fun. You wonder why he's so stern and kind of make sure he's just all about the business part of it. Why? Because that's what it's been to him right now.
Yeah, all the way back to college, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a caller during We Hear You come at me about Jalen Hurts, and he's done it a couple of times.
Correct.
And I'm going to give him an opportunity because I responded.
Yep.
He's on the line. Our man Broadstreet, I want to give him an opportunity to defend himself because he made the comparison of Mahomes and Hurts. What's going on, Broadstreet?
What's up, Bill? I don't hate you that much. I know I sound like it. I'm just a passionate person.
Dude, I love the passion. I love when you check in. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. So you talked about what I said about Jalen Hurts' contract. What do you got?
What I was saying is because you came to the point of, well, they're going to look at his recent production and everything. But, I mean, if you're saying that, and then I wasn't using it to compare Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. But don't get it twisted. Mahomes, the past 2 seasons, has looked somewhat pedestrian. So right now, and you can say I'm crazy, I believe Hurts right now is a better quarterback. And you can talk about passing yards and passing attempts. To me, that does not matter. What matters is what you do in the production fully. That means running, passing, leading the team, making good decisions, making efficient, smart throws to propel your team to win. That's what matters to me. I don't use it by, stat this and passing yards that. I use it by your total production of work, what you do to help your team win. And as you said just recently, Hurts has had to deal with several different coordinators every single year. No quarterback in the league has to have to deal with that. Mahomes didn't. Mahomes has a genius.
Yeah, he's got Andy. He's got Andy.
He has Andy Reid. So, he has that, to build him. But Mahomes the past 2 seasons has looked pedestrian and looked terrible last year. So you were saying they're looking off a recent production. So to me, if they're looking at recent production, they wouldn't have given him that great big contract. They wouldn't have.
All right, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about Jalen. Let me just ask you about Jalen Hurts, though. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the guy, but was last year good enough for you from Jalen Hurts? Because I don't think it was good enough.
No, it was not. No, listen. To me, like Howie said, if confetti is not on his head, it's a failed year. And that's how I feel about the Eagles every single year. That's how I am.
All right, well, Broadstreet, we're up against it, man, but I appreciate you checking in. We'll get back to you again, I promise. We'll have this conversation a lot during the summertime. I understand what he's saying. My point is, if the Philadelphia Eagles are going to sit down with Jalen Hurts, this can't be a down year because that would mean 3 straight years. Even though you won the Super Bowl in 24, we would be looking at the passing offense saying, man, because in 24, you remember there was a lot of questions about the passing offense. 25, a lot of questions about the passing offense. This year needs to be better, but I don't disagree with Broadstreet in that it has been difficult.
He doesn't have to be MVP. I don't think that's what you're saying.
No, just I want to see some growth in the passing.
Some respectable numbers and a respectable offense to go out there and you think they're going to score every time on the field. That's what it should be about.
All right, but I do appreciate the passion from our man Broadstreet. We'll continue to talk to him, I'm sure, all summer long. All right, let's check the final Twitter poll results. We asked the question, who do you feel better about right now, the Phillies or the Eagles? Twitter poll stood strong for 4 hours like it does all day, every day, thanks to Dr. Avi Donapel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. What do we got as final numbers?
Who do you feel better about right now? Phillies or the Eagles? Final numbers. 56% voted for the Eagles, 44% for the Phillies.
Yeah, that would have been how I voted, too. And if you missed it, the Phillies, we still have no updates on Adolis Garcia. But even though they haven't updated us on him, they might have signaled how bad it is.
They kind of did.
Yeah, they made a trade for an outfielder, Derek Hill from the Chicago White Sox. Guy hits lefties okay.
272.
Not too great against righties, though. So we'll see how it all plays out. All right, what is on deck? Thanks to Sequoia Outback on Route 309 in Hatfield. Check them out online, decksupplies.com. Experience the ultimate at Sequoia Outback. What's on deck? You got Fanatic Rewind on the radio side. You got Birds Huddle with our man Barrett Brooks on the TV side. So make sure you keep it here. I am not here tomorrow. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. But you got my man Ray Dunn with Ricky and Sil tomorrow. So be sure to tune in. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.